game of the year is now just an hour away. We have CitrusTV reporter Matt Reil on the scene at the Dome to bring us the excitement.
Making new friends on campus may have gotten easier. CitrusTV reporter Jason Chen tells us about how Full Circle on campus could help.
Things are just heating up on the court tonight. What do these warmer February temperatures mean? Your campus news leader, CitrusTV, starts right now.
This is CitrusTV News live at 6, your campus news leader.
Hello and welcome to CitrusTV News live at 6. I'm Brittany Muller.
And I'm Meghan Mistry. Tip-off for the big Duke rivalry game starts in 1 hour and fans are already pouring into the Carrier Dome. That's our top story tonight. Syracuse basketball fans from campus and beyond are all making their way down to the Carrier Dome right now as the Orange gears up to take on the Blue Devils. CitrusTV reporter Matt Reil is with us live outside the Dome to bring us the action. Matt, what's going on?
Yeah, thanks, guys. I'm here outside the Carrier Dome. We're in just about an hour. Syracuse tips off against number 10 at Duke. Now, the atmosphere on campus has been electric all day long. You could see the students and other fans pouring in behind me into the Carrier Dome, and they've been doing that since 4 o'clock in an unprecedented move. SU Athletics opened the gates up then, trying to get all those fans in. You see, not the big line you usually see, and that's because those gates were open at 4. And another reason they did that is because people had been camping out here since Sunday night, so trying to get those campers in a little bit early. Those campers trying to get those coveted front row seats to the big game today. Now, if you ask the majority of people on this campus, they will tell you that this is the game they have been waiting for all year long. SU joined the Atlantic Coast Conference in 2013, so the two teams may not have an official rivalry, but you could have fooled me. This place is absolutely alive, and for good reason. Back in 2014, when the Orange took on the Blue Devils at the Carrier Dome, the fans got an absolute treat as SU outlasted Duke 91-89 in overtime for an instant classic victory. That game set the NCAA attendance record for an on-campus game as over 34,000 people filled the Dome. Now, Brittany and Meghan, SU Athletics isn't expecting quite that large of a crowd tonight, but they are expecting a big one, probably the biggest we have seen all year long. Because this isn't just a game against Duke, this is a massive game when it comes to Syracuse's chances to get into the NCAA tournament.
Okay, Matt, you mentioned that people have been camping out since Sunday. What's the atmosphere like? Have they been able to maintain their energy?
Yeah, I mean, there's tons of energy here. They've been moving people in and out. Like I said, not that big of a line. The wristbands for the lower level in the Dome are actually out for students, so they've been already moving them up into the upper level, and we're about an hour away from tip-off, as I mentioned before, so that's not something you usually see. So this place is going to be packed tonight, and it's going to be a big game for Syracuse.
All right, thank you very much, Matt.
Today is the last day to get waffles on the Hill. Funk'N Waffles is closing their doors forever today at their South Crouse location. This was announced in a statement from their owner on Monday on their Facebook page. Funk'N Waffles has been in the South Crouse location for 10 years. The open mic night is the fitting farewell for the popular restaurant as it was their first location group. Like Vampire Weekend and Rah Rah Riot were heard. For all of our alumni back on campus for the big game, there's exciting news if you live near New York City. The SU Alumni Association is hosting Orange in the City events March 7th through the 11th, the same weekend as the ACC tournament. The events will range from professional development to a panel discussion on analytics and data to a live concert. For more details and registration information, go to the Syracuse University Alumni Association website. The author of The Trump Revealed is coming to speak at Syracuse next week. SU alum and Washington Post reporter Michael KRANISH will be a guest of the Newhouse School. In addition to Trump Revealed, he has also co-written 2 other political biographies. KRANISH will hold a Q&A session with the students on March 2nd at 7 p.m. in Maxwell Auditorium.
Everyone was shedding their coats today with temperatures almost double what they usually are this time of year.
CitrusTV weather anchor Brendan Tierney is here to give us our first look on what the warm weather means for the snowiest city in the U.S. Brendan.
Thanks, Brittany. Meg, beautiful day outside today. 59 degrees was our high, 44 is the low. The nice thing was that sunshine out there, making it feel like 65 degrees. So beautiful above average temperatures, not quite at records. However, as we take a look around the region, you're able to see 50 59 in Binghamton, 62 in Ithaca, so well above average temperatures, even down to our southwards, much warmer normally than it is up here. Unfortunately, no snow. There is a bit of moisture, though, as you take a look at your Doppler radar. You're able to see a little bit of moisture coming off the Great Lakes and even more down to the southwest. That's going to be moving into the area in the form of rain, so no more snow will be covering up that nice green grass outside. Come up in your full weather forecast. I'm heading over to the Carrier Dome, where we get to see what students are experiencing before they head into the game.
Mayor Minor is demanding transparency with the spending of $500 million awarded to the state. Minor wrote a letter yesterday to one of the Central New York Regional Economic Development Council members. In the letter, Minor asks how the funds were being spent and, more importantly, how those in charge are being held accountable. Specifically, Minor asked about the status of the $20 million for the Say Yes to Education, the $2.5 million for the underemployed, and the $12.5 million for a Veterans Resource Center. There has yet to be a response. A man in Buffalo is hospitalized after being hit by a train early this morning. According to authorities, the man was found just after midnight on the tracks near the CSX Transportation Frontier Yard. Officials say crew members from a Canadian National Railway train called 911 after they found the man. Information on the man's condition has not been released yet. And according to Uber, almost 6,000 New York State residents are already driving for the company, even though Uber isn't allowed in the state outside of New York City. Numbers not adding up? That's because the residents of the state are physically crossing state lines to drive for the ride-sharing company. Uber released these numbers earlier today. They also mentioned that they're still hoping to expand to other New York cities, including Syracuse, Rochester, Albany, and Buffalo.
If you want to make some more friends on campus, Full Circle might be one of your options. Full Circle Mentoring Program at the Office of the Multicultural Affairs is now looking for mentees for the next academic year. Citrus TV reporter Jason Chen talked to some students in the program today and tell us what they've learned from it.
Office of Multicultural Affairs is always a good place for students to meet with people from different backgrounds, especially if you are in the full circle. You not only are making friends, but wouldn't have many problems getting used to Q's life.
It's a great opportunity for you to meet other students of color on campus who, one, are students who are also coming to campus for the first time, learning about what's here, the resources available to them, how to navigate the residence halls, how to navigate the academic buildings, even the dining hall, those kinds of things.
Burgo says the mentoring program doesn't just end after your freshman year.
While they're mentoring mentees, they're also being mentored. Our sophomore peer mentors are paired with faculty and staff mentors who are helping them to kind of further establish their roots on campus. They've made it through 1 year on campus, but let's continue to broaden our network.
With the Full Circle Mentoring Program here at the Office of Multicultural Affairs, many students told me that they have found their true family members here at Syracuse University.
It's definitely a community of students, of minority students that you can always come to, and we call our meetings family meetings because that's what it is. It's like a family.
There's so much more than that. It's so much bigger than just being on SU's campus. It's understanding the social climate, understanding the student body climate, understanding how to drop a class. So when you just say adjusting to SU's campus, I feel like it doesn't really encompass everything that Full Circle helps people with and has helped me with.
The awesome thing about Full Circle was that everybody just kind of picked up the slack along the way. So even though I didn't have a set mentor who was there for me every single week at the family meetings, everybody else in Full Circle was just kind of like, oh, let me take you under my wing.
I had some great friends, yes. A lot of them graduated last year, but a lot of people here now I know really close, and they're good friends to me now. And I really enjoy being here because being in the Oma office and just being in the Full Circle, I really meet a lot of people that look like me and also have similar aspirations and similar goals.
Jason Chen, Citrus TV News.
Coming up after the break, tents were ablaze at the Dakota Access Pipeline where protesters were ordered to evacuate today.
And the saga continues on all gender bathroom signs. Find out the latest on what the Trump administration plans to do with transgender bathroom rights.
Hey, look, it's those guys. Are you good to drive?
I'm fine.
How many did you have?
I should be fine.
You should be?
Go and step out of the vehicle for me.
See ya, buddy. Good luck.
So turns out, buzz driving and drunk driving, they're the same thing, and it costs around $10,000. So not worth it.
What are you, superheroes?
Just four brothers who hate bullies and love this city.
Gear up, guys.
They told me a bottle couldn't dream. That I would never become a superhero. But I learned how to fly. Just to come back in a new disguise. And be the hero that I've always wanted to be.
From the Citrus TV Weather Center, this is SU's most accurate weather forecast.
When the weather is not this nice in Syracuse, you can't stay inside.
So we sent our own weather anchor, Brendan Tierney, out to the Dome to tell fans what they should expect as they make their way over for the game. Brendan?
Thanks, Meghan. Brittany, yeah, definitely beautiful weather here in Syracuse all day today. Not that bad if you were camping out. It looks like Duke brought some of their warm southern weather up to us. The only snow that's left is right behind my shoulder. There's a little pile up, not just there because there was a plow. You get the big piles, and I think some of those will be melted away by the end of the weekend. Let's start by taking a look at your game plan for this evening. It's not that bad overall for the game. It's pretty nice when you are heading into the Dome. We're looking at about 50 degrees for tip-off, 49 and mostly cloudy by halftime, and then 48 by final. There will be some scattered showers in the area into the overnight hours. Luckily, those won't be here until 10, 11 o'clock, so you don't have to deal with that if you're heading out of the Dome later this evening. Taking a look at your surface analysis map, you're able to see we're under control of high pressure right now, and that is what's keeping us nice, warm, and dry overall here in Syracuse. That's going to make for a beautiful night tonight for the game and going into tomorrow and the rest of your weekend. Taking a look at your future radar, you're able to see a little bit of rain down to the southwest. Luckily, none of that will be up here in the Syracuse area, as that high pressure is going to keep it down to our south. However, it will create a bit of cloud cover, and the good news with that cloud cover is it's going to keep it nice and warm overnight tonight and into the weekend. So we have a chance of hitting some record temperatures starting tomorrow as we take a look at your exclusive Citrus TV 5-day forecast. You're able to see 62 degrees tomorrow. The record is 66, so not quite there, but Friday we have an actual chance of getting there. The record is only 64 degrees, getting up to 60. We do have a chance of some thunderstorms Friday and Saturday. Saturday, the storms will make it much colder, so we have a chance for some lake effect snow on Saturday, high of 35 degrees, and then Monday, 39 degrees. Luckily, the cold weather isn't here to stay. We're getting warmer after that.
Brendan, for viewers just joining, tell us again what the weather is going to be like for this evening for the Duke game.
So not bad overall for the game tonight. It's going to be 50s, upper 50s, lower 60s for this evening and into tomorrow. Overnight, we're going down into the 40s, so not bad overall. You want no need for a heavy coat. A light jacket is all you're going to need tonight.
All right, thank you very much, Brendan. Well, in other news, an Army veteran in Missouri is charged for plotting a terrorist attack. Robert Lorenzo Hester Jr. was charged today with attempting to provide material support to a foreign terrorist organization.
Prosecutors say Hester communicated with an undercover FBI agent posing as an ISIS operative. According to the reports, Hester said he was willing to assist in an attack targeting transportation sites in Kansas City.
The attack was scheduled for President's Day. Hester faces up to 20 years in prison if convicted.
Protesters at the Dakota Access Pipeline camp were forced to leave the area today. North Dakota Governor Doug Burgum signed an emergency evacuation order last week that went into effect today at 2 p.m. Central Time.
The order was signed due to rising temperatures in North Dakota, which could lead to flooding at the camp. Many protesters burned their tents and teepees while leaving, but a handful refused to leave and could face arrest.
California saw some of its worst flooding in decades this week. 14,000 residents in San Jose were forced to evacuate yesterday and today after water in the Coyote Creek rose to dangerous levels.
The Coyote Creek runs through the center of San Jose. Although the water levels are starting to return to normal, officials are worried about contamination, fuel oil, and possible sewage in the water. Now those could pose a health risk to returning residents.
Transgender students may no longer be able to use the bathroom of their choice at school. The Trump administration is expected to reverse Obama's initiative on transgender rights.
A White House spokesman says the original law was confusing and a new draft will be issued. During his campaign, Trump said it should be up to the states to decide how to handle transgender rights.
The ban in Turkey for female army officers wearing a headscarf is lifted. The government lifted the ban today. The new rules apply to regular women military officers, non-commissioned officers, and female cadets.
According to the rules, women are allowed to wear a headscarf under their caps or berets as long as they are the same color as their uniforms and aren't patterned. Turkey's Islamist-leaning president, in his own words, argues the ban is an illiberal vestige of the past.
French presidential candidate Marine Le Pen is facing a police investigation just 2 months before the election. Her bodyguard and chief of staff were questioned and taken into custody this morning.
They're expected of having been paid for non-existent jobs in the French parliament. Le Pen's party headquarters were also searched by the European Anti-Fraud Office. She initially admitted they'd been paid, but later denied having said anything on the subject. A huge recall is out on an exploding product, but it's not one you'd normally expect.
And new planets have been found orbiting a star 40 light years away. Find out if this means there could be aliens out there after all.
I never knew when
That
I
was
would
a
have to
solid
move,
block.
So I always had my suitcase ready to go. Then one day I was adopted. My new parents opened their hearts and home to me. My parents cook my favorite breakfast for me every morning. My parents take me on trips I never thought I would go on. They gave me a home and an even better reason to use that suitcase. My parents aren't perfect, but they're perfect for me.
Visit aarp.org/caregiving for information on how to provide even better care for the person who wants to care.
You're watching Citrus TV News with Meghan Mistry, Brittany Muller, and Brendan Tierney with weather. Citrus TV News continues now.
Natural gas prices are falling as meteorologists predict winter is over. An expected warm summer and this short winter have sent prices tumbling in the last few weeks. The market is down nearly 35% from last year. Experts say this downward trend is worrisome for the future of the natural gas industry as a whole. And NASA has found 7 planets similar to Earth in a historic discovery. The planets all orbit one star and are close enough to be studied. At least one of them is at the right temperature to potentially have oceans of water. Experts say this could be the key to finding life elsewhere than on Earth. This discovery sets a new record for the most number of possibly habitable planets found around a single star. Appliance company SodaStream is recalling over 50,000 bottles because of their risk to explode. The Consumer Product Safety Commission announced yesterday that the carbonated bottles could burst under pressure. They also warned that of a possibility of injury if an explosion happened. The recall notice says no one has been injured yet. Consumers can call the company to receive a full refund.
A boy in Baltimore is getting a new hand thanks to a groundbreaking surgery. He was born with a genetic condition, leaving him a shorter arm and without a thumb. Doctors are using bones from the boy's foot and fusing them to his forearm. This way, his hand can heal and there won't be any lasting damage to his foot. The surgery will allow for his hand to eventually gain full function. This week is the 10-year anniversary of Britney Spears' infamous meltdown. In 2007, she attacked a photographer with an umbrella when he was trying to take pictures of her shaved head. Now the umbrella is up for auction. The photographer plans to donate half of the proceeds to a charity of Spears' choice. Spears has made no comment on the photographer's auction.
It's finally here, the date we've all been waiting for. Syracuse and Duke tip off from the Carrier Dome in about 45 minutes. Coming up in sports, we've got your preview of this year's showdown between the Orange and Blue Devils, plus an SU alum is on the move in the NBA. Don't touch that remote.
You've messed up your son's haircut.
Mom?
Do you A, try to fix it?
Like it never happened.
B, work with what you got? Or C, show solidarity?
Thank you, baby.
As a parent, there are no perfect answers. But you don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. Thousands of teens in foster care will love you just the same.
Adventure can be found anywhere, but the best place to start is in the forest.
I spy something beginning with S.
Snow?
No.
Snow-covered trees?
Nothing to do with snow.
Head outside to discover incredible animals and beautiful plants that come together to create an unforgettable adventure.
Wow.
So grab your loved ones.
Don't even.
And explore a world of possibilities.
Come on, this way.
Visit discovertheforest.org to find the closest forest or park to you.
Your daughter just had her first breakup. Do you A, put yourself in her shoes? B, console her?
Don't worry, sweetie. This is gonna happen a lot.
Or C, find her a new boyfriend?
Nice, single boys. That was weird.
As a parent, there are no perfect answers. But you don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. Thousands of teens in foster care will love you just the same.
And now, your Citrus TV Sports Report.
Welcome back to Citrus TV News. I'm Drew Carter. We all remember how last year ended for the Syracuse men's basketball team. The Orange rolled all the way to the Final Four after just barely sneaking in to the NCAA tournament. A big reason why SU made the field of 68, its marquee win of the season at Duke in January. Another win over the Blue Devils this year could serve the same purpose, and tonight Syracuse gets its shot. But first, let's take a look back at how the Orange knocked off Duke last year. Syracuse seeking its first win at Cameron Indoor Stadium in program history. And you remember this guy, Michael Benajay, a lob to Tyler Roberson. Didn't dunk on anyone, but that one was certainly worthy of a poster. Duke still up by 2 midway through the first half. Then all tied up at 23. Here's Grayson Allen from the right wing. That makes it Duke 29, Syracuse 26, and that's how they went to the locker rooms. Blue Devils on top by 3. To the second half we go. Brandon Ingram, the freshman, loses control of the ball, but Marshall Plumlee is there for the jam. Plummer with the flush. Duke still up by 3 early in the second half. But the Orange hanging around, not going away on the road. Malachi Richardson from downtown. Duke still on top by a pair with about 12 minutes to play in regulation. But Syracuse, then it makes its run. Richardson once again driving baseline. This time can't convert, but Roberson playing some volleyball with himself. Kick out past Trevor Cooney. Bang from the left wing. Gives Syracuse a 5-point edge with 7 minutes to play. And then Roberson, he was a monster on the glass all night. Here you see him do it on the score sheet as well. He finished with 14 points and 20 rebounds, 12 of those coming on the offensive end, carries Syracuse to a huge win on the road, 64-62 the final score from Durham. Now, if you think about it, Syracuse might need to run the table to close the campaign this year if they want a chance to make the tournament. Last year, when the Orange was right on the bubble, it lost 12 games in the regular season, the same number that it already has in 2016-17. Syracuse players know that every time they take the floor, their March Madness hopes could be hanging in the balance.
Really good team, very talented. They got multiple guys at all possessions, and we're going to put together our best performance of the year to win.
What do you think?
Playing for our season, every game counts from now on. So we just got to give it 110% every day now. And we got to step it up. I mean, they're a good team every single year. I think they're on a good winning streak right now, but that's not going to faze us.
Now, the Orange's pursuit of 3 straight wins to end the regular season begins tonight against Duke, and that's a pretty tall task. The Blue Devils look like a freight train right now. They opened the campaign as the consensus #1 team in the nation, but did hit a rough patch in January with 4 losses in their first 7 ACC games. Now, that stretch came without the team's leader, though. Coach K was recovering from back surgery. Now the head honcho is back, and Duke is rolling. The Blue Devils have won 7 games in a row. In pro sports, the Syracuse Crunch dropped a heartbreaker last night. The team traveled north of the border for a date with division rival Toronto. The Crunch took a 2-0 lead into the first intermission thanks to a pair of goals from Corey Conacher, but the Marlies came storming back with a couple tallies in the third and came out on top in overtime. The Crunch still holds a slim lead over the Albany Devils for the top spot in the North Division. Moving to the NBA now, a former Syracuse standout is on the move. Today, the Nets traded Chris McCullough to the Wizards along with Bojan Bogdanovic in exchange for a first-round pick. Washington also sends shooting guard Marcus Thornton and forward Andrew Nicholson to Brooklyn. The Nets have lost 14 games in a row and have less than half as many wins as Orlando, the next worst team in the Eastern Conference.
All right, thank you very much, Drew. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Diabetes. But with more exercise and a change in diet, it can be reversed.
I've tried exercising. It just makes me hungry.
So,
bacon.
I love bacon too. And who really likes to exercise?
Not me.
Me neither.
Nobody. So we're good?
What? Oh, you still have prediabetes. Big time.
Here's your check. Oh, you got it. You know, since I got rid of my car, I really enjoy walking.
Okay. Got it. Nope.
Getting pulled over for buzz driving could cost you around $10,000 in fines, legal fees, and increased insurance rates.
Oh, you're home early.
You live with your mom?
That'll set your game back a few years. Buzzed, busted, and broke. Because buzz driving is drunk driving.
Come on, it's not that hard.
My big man fingers are having a problem with these little tiny buttons.
Whoa, watch it there. Your blood pressure's gonna go through the roof.
Tell me about it. I'm trying to learn how to get it down. Instead, it keeps going up.
High blood pressure can increase the risk for heart attack or stroke. Learn how to keep yours at a healthy range.
Ever hear a voice command? Just say text barbershop to 97779.
That's not what I said.
Just give me that. Now my blood pressure's up.
Welcome back to Citrus TV News. Let's take a look at that Thursday day planner. 52 degrees at 9 a.m. We're going to be setting near record temperatures. 60 by noon, 55 will be your temperature at 6 p.m. with a chance of some showers moving in the afternoon and evening hours.
Okay, Drew, what's the key to a Syracuse victory tonight?
It's going to be really tough for the Orange guys, but I think it's all about the defensive side of the ball. Duke is extremely talented with talent up and down the roster. Lots of freshmen, lots of scoring. I think if that 2-3 zone can hold it down, Syracuse has a pretty good chance.
All right, thank you very much.
Great. That's all the time we have for tonight. Make sure to check us out on Facebook and Twitter at Citrus TV News.
And follow the commentary on tonight's game by Citrus TV reporters on Twitter at CitrusTV. I'm Meghan Mistry.
And I'm Brittany Muller. Have a great night, Syracuse.